Hello, citizens, and welcome back. This is our match reaction to Newcastle 1, Newcastle 2, City 1 in the Premier League. So hit like, hit subscribe. Let's jump into it. Look, this has been another disaster. I've said it time and time again. I've been saying it for nearly a year. I said it in the match preview. I say it pretty much every week. I don't trust the team at all. They can't get it right. You know, we have a couple of good results here and there, but really, there's not much about us, to be honest with you. We're still a team massively in transition. We're not as bad as last season, but my God, we're not capable of doing a title challenge or anything like that. And again, I don't trust us in winning anything either, because when it comes to the crunch, I just don't think we got what it takes. I really don't. And today is another prime example of it. You know, big opportunity. Before the international break, we had a fantastic week. We beat Bournemouth, Dortmund, Liverpool 3-0, which ultimately isn't particularly difficult to do. And then after the international break, we come back, we put on a shocking performance, and it was a bad performance. Let Newcastle take control of it in the second half, offer very little, and throw the game away. And pretty much that is what we're about. You know, they're a team you just can't trust, because we have good performance, good performance, good performance, bad performance, good performance, good performance, good performance, bad performance. There's just no consistency. And like I said, we can put a couple of weeks of a run together, and then we just unravel it all and undo all that hard work. So, I mean, what is the point? And again, I was saying in the preview that a lot of the talk about City at the moment is finally City are back. We're the closest team to Arsenal. We can mount a serious title challenge after the whole, pretty much 3 months of nothing about us being title challenges to now. Everyone talking about title challenges, and we just throw it all away. We bottle it. Yeah, and to be honest, I'm putting a lot of the blame on Pep as well. I think Pep's in-game management is shocking. I think it always has been since he's been here. His substitutions are fucking terrible. It doesn't get any better here either. I mean, he starts with the same 11 against Liverpool. No arguments were there. You beat them 3-0. Fair enough. You come into this game. The game was chaotic from start to finish. We knew Newcastle were going to break on us very fast. We knew that's what they were going to do, try and open us up, try and take advantage of the fact that we go to the halfway line. We don't counter it at all. And the first half could have been 4 or probably should have been 4. They had glorious chances. We had glorious chances. So you're going 0-0. Fair enough. Second half, try and improve. And we just didn't improve. We still let it be chaotic. We still let it be a mess. We still played into Newcastle's hands. And they went 1-0 up. We responded well. Goal, scrappy as it was. And then we just throw it away again towards the end. And I mean, it's just disappointing to see that, again, it's the same old mistakes. And what does Pep do to fix it? He makes some crappy substitutions. He brings on Bob. He's going to do nothing. He takes Doku off, which is probably your biggest threat on the pitch. And brings Reinders on. I mean, he brought Marmoush on. Was it the 88th minute he brings Marmoush on? What is the point? I mean, this kid should be starting for most games anyway, but bringing him on in the 18th minute, it screams like what we did with Julian Alves. We're bringing him on in the 89th minute. What is the point? And things like that. Bring him on earlier. Bring him on after with half an hour to go or something like that. Give him a chance to have an impact on the game. Didn't do it, and we just beat her out with nothing. And it's an embarrassing result. Newcastle, they're not as good as they were last season. You know, they've not really had a good start to this. And yes, they're strong at home, and it will be a challenge to beat there. You know, we do struggle to get points and results there generally anyway. But honestly, it's just another crap performance all around the pitch. I can't say anything good about anyone, really. Haaland never got into the game. Again, late on, when we pushing for an equaliser 2-2, no one put in the box. Bob taking about 12 touches. Yeah, he can get past his man. What did he do? Takes about 12 touches. Doesn't ever put a cross in or anything like that towards Haaland. And that's just throughout the game. No one putting the ball in the box, and no one taking an opportunity to take a shot on the edge of the box or anything like that. All that good work against Liverpool, and you just never saw any of it here. I know it's the first game after an international break, and I said in the preview that you never really know what team's going to turn up. Whether it's going to be a few niggles here and there, what players are going to be sharp, some players are going to still be celebrating getting to the World Cup. But this wasn't good enough. The blame lays on the players, and like I said, mostly Pep. Going forward, though, I mean, we can't afford to drop any more points, can we? Arsenal will probably win their game this weekend. That hard work where they drop points against Sunderland, do we benefit from it? No. Just disappointing all around. It's just massively, massively disappointing that we just haven't learned the lessons from last season. And I do see players taking the game by the scruff of the neck, or trying to. I see Diaz putting in efforts, Vardiol as well. In midfield as well, I see a couple of players doing better, like Bernardo and Haaland wanting to do more defensively again today. He put in a good shift, particularly in the first half. I mean, there's a point where he dispossessed them at our right back position before playing a lovely 1-2 and then running forward. But it just lacked a lot of energy, this performance, and Pep substitutions coming too late, they don't help. We really did have no control over the game, and Newcastle didn't for large parts of it either. And the fact it was chaotic just played into their hands, and that's something we've got to get out of, just playing into the home team's hands every time. Because not everyone's going to come back, sit deep like they do at the Etihad when they're at home. It doesn't work like that. And we know how hard the Premier League is to win away from home. And we just don't give ourselves the best possible start. And yeah, it was poor. We didn't learn the lessons from the first half either, where they missed a couple of open chances. Barnes should have scored easy for them in that first half. And he eventually got 2 in the end anyway. He could have had 6 today. But yeah, going forward, it's another harsh lesson. It really is. I think we're probably going to be the best of the runners-up after Arsenal, this title charge. I mean, I call it title charge. It's not a title. Arsenal should be stomping to that. Just like Liverpool did last season, they should be stomping to it. And if they falter from here, it really is embarrassing on their end. But for us, consistency is the key, and it's the biggest problem for us. And we'll probably go get a couple of good results now in the league. And I expect us to. I expect us to bounce back from this. We've got a Champions League game. I think it's Bayer Leverkusen. I expect us to get a couple of result there. And then next weekend against Leeds, I expect another good result. Or it should be a good result. Anyway, I know Leeds can be a bit tricky as well, but we should be getting a result against the newly promoted team at the Etihad. But then in 2-3 weeks' time, I expect to be exactly back where we are now, which is the Yoyo club. Throwing games away, throwing points away needlessly. You know, you get back into the game at 1-1, we just don't learn the lesson. We just let them break on us again and just open us up nice and easy. We just forget how to defend again. You know, cross comes in, Altamada all over Nunes, who never should be a right back anyway to begin with. Barnes, Bruno, whatever, all are marked in the box. It's just poor. It's just poor defending. It's schoolboy errors. Everyone just being attracted to the ball all the time, but not competing with the man. Just not good enough. And that's where I'll leave it, I suppose. Just right there. But yeah, a yo-yo club. That's the best way to describe us. A yo-yo club. Not going up and down leagues like we used to. But putting in good performances for a month, then one bad performance, then good performances for a month, then bad performance. It just feels like we're not getting... We're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And in a season when we should really, I know we're in transition, but we really should be doing more. And Pep should be experimenting more over this team and putting more faith into the newer players. You know, like Marmoush, who came on really well last season. He was a strong play for us last season. And then he's just completely relegated into 89th minute cameos like he did with Alvarez. I mean, talk about learning your lessons or not. He doesn't, does he? That's it. That's the match reaction. Thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hit like, hit subscribe. Disappointing result. Didn't really expect much else. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel I win. Bye-bye.